Hi, hello to International Poznań. Witam serdecznie w sobotnie przedpołudnie. Mam nadzieję, że już powoli jesteście pobudzeni i zaciekawieni tymi wszystkimi gośćmi, którzy mogą przychodzić do tego międzynarodowego studia. Jest Rafał Polacki też, który realizuje ten program. A zatem myślę, że możemy odpalać International Poznań, co na razie obserwujecie zza kulis, a już za chwilę będziemy totalnie na żywo. To co? Startujemy. Yes, that exactly is the name of this radio show. I'm so happy to start a new one, a new episode with a particular doctor and a doctor-to-be. So this is a great moment to welcome and Amira. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello, hi.
So you, Dr. Milud, you might be understood as a media veteran because you are very present in many media outlets. You give a lot of interviews, right?
I don't feel that. I am only orthopedic doctors, pediatric orthopedic doctors.
Of course, that is like the most important thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you have been practicing your job for how long?
Actually, it's 28 years in practicing the pediatric orthopedics. 3 years was in Libya and 25 years here in Poznan.
So like the bulk of the time was really done in here. So you're a Polish doctor in a way.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel Poland is my second home. That's right.
And you are a very well-known orthopedics, or how do we say orthopeda?
Orthopeda. Polish, yeah, we call it orthopeda.
Yeah, orthopeda, but like the English name for that is orthopedic.
Yeah, I'm orthopedic surgeon, yeah.
And could you please introduce your daughter to the listeners as well?
The older daughter, Amira, she is a medical student in the English program. She is in the second year.
Okay.
And she is my idea to try to explain to her my idea about the orthopedics and how important the orthopedics.
Okay, so basically what you're trying to do, I guess, is to sort of convince your daughter to take the same path, right? You would like for her to follow into your footsteps. Ona też ma być ortopedą? What I want to try to explain to her that it's not as known that orthopedic it's hard work. It should be done with the chisels and hammers. But there are some tricks for some children who need the pediatric orthopedics. They will do reconstruction of very, very small joints and limbs parts like foot or like hip joint or knee joint. And that's not only the big surgery as in the prosthesis or spine surgery. Okay, so that is the idea of your father. Tell me, please, about your idea,
well,
Amira, for your future.
I think he's not trying to convince me to be an orthopedic surgeon. I think he's rather trying to encourage me to be that. Like, I have a choice, and it's gonna be my choice who I'm gonna be. But my dad is showing me the path, and like he's trying to make me interested in it. And I have to admit I really am interested in it, because before I was always saying like no, for sure not orthopedics. But now after I see what he's doing and after seeing even some surgeries, I can say it's really interesting, and I might become an orthopedic surgeon as well.
Actually, I don't. It's not my intention to show her only one way. It's orthopedics. In the beginning, she should be a doctor. Right. After that, if she wants, she can be orthopedics doctor.
Okay, so the suggestion to become a doctor at least is a strong one.
Yeah, sure.
Well, it's already done. I'm already studying medicine, so.
I know that. But do you feel like your father had a lot to do with that decision? Was he a lot of inspiration?
He was an inspiration for sure, but he wasn't the decision maker. No, he was even telling me sometimes like, are you sure you want to do what you see I'm doing? Like, I come home very late, I leave early. Even my mom was telling me, are you sure you want that? And it was always me who was 100% sure since I was 6.
Tell me about the working hours, please, Dr. Milud.
Or I will have Amira tell me anyway. So we can be honest.
So about my work,
Yeah, I mean,
Working
how many
hours.
hours a day is that?
actually, it's almost near 12 hours.
12 hours a
There's
day.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. It's almost maybe have one day which I have about 10 hours. So this is the short of my day.
Mhm.
So actually, it's only I have Sunday and Saturday, which is free for my family.
And you always to have them free. I guess that as a young doctor, probably you had to work on the weekends, but now you really try to protect the weekends for your family, right?
Yes, yeah. Now I'm the age that after these years of working, so I try to have the Saturday and Sunday. Not all the time. Tomorrow I have lecture for student for 4 hours. It's Sunday,
Mhm.
but actually this is not a regular. The regular one is that I have Saturday and Sunday is free. This is the only time, because when I came late to home and at 8 or 9, and also sometimes I should prepare for the next day work, for the surgery or for the outpatient. So sometimes I haven't enough time to speak to my daughters or to my wife. It's only for the 15 or 30 minutes only per day.
I understand. The next question would be to you. When you see your father working so hard, do you still think that the job is aimed at you, that this is the right one?
I think it's the right one because I've seen so many things which convinced me to be a doctor.
An example?
During my summer practical, every medical student has to do a month of summer practical training during summer, so in our free time.
Mhm.
So we go to the hospital, and every year it's a different ward. And I was, of course, in my dad's ward in pediatric orthopedic.
So that's the place you chose in the first place?
Yes, because
At the beginning?
the summer practical training after first year, it's just a nursing training. So it can be in any ward. And I've seen so many children aiming for help, and that you can really make them smile and you can really help them. So it really convinced me that there's no other thing I want to do in the world. Like, I can't imagine myself doing anything else. And of course, sometimes when I see my dad coming home so late and leaving so early, that
It makes you reconsider the decision? No.
no, not reconsider, but like thinking sometimes,
Oh,
oh yeah,
what?
what I'm doing. But it doesn't make me change my mind.
So do you think that this profession, the job of orthopedic surgeon, czyli to jest chirurg ortopedyczny? Chirurg ortopeda?
Pediatryczny chirurg.
Aha, pediatryczny? Rozumiem.
To jest, bo to jest ta ortopedia, czyli to jest ta ortopeda, to jest ten ogólny ortopeda, a jeszcze być tam ortopeda dziecięce, czyli to jest ten, który zajmuje tylko ortopedia
Rozumiem.
dziecięce, nie?
And is that also your job?
Yeah, this is my job. Yes, I'm doing that for the last 25 years. I'm doing the pediatric orthopedics. So, of course, in the beginning of my career and specialization, I do also the adult orthopedics, but the clinic where I'm working, it's in the Poznan University. I'm working in the pediatric department of orthopedics, so I am dealing only with the children.
I understand. I have to tell you how I about you, and it was when I was watching evening news, and that was Fakte, and I believe there was a news coverage about your nearest or your newest achievement. Can you tell me about it?
Actually, this last things, which is which we tried it and we introduced it in here in Poznan and in Poland, that there are new concept of surgical treatment of limb reconstruction and congenital limb deformity in children. So what we have done last, that some children, they have very deformed limbs after what
Czyli
we
mają kończynę zdeformowane.
Yes, wrodzone. This is congenitals. That means from birth, since birth. So we, for example, in the beginning we do some what we called it a preparatory surgery. That means we prepared their limbs, their hip joint and knee joint, and to return and to achieve the function, so to return the function of the limb. But the other thing is the shortening of the limb. These children, they have shortening between 5 centimeters. It depends upon the age. If
So
we leave
their limbs, for example, are not equal, right?
not equal,
Like
yeah.
you would have one leg longer, one limb.
Yeah, there's limb
shorter.
length disturbance. That means there's shortening of one limb. So it depends on the age. Sometimes at the age, at the birth, that it's only 5-6 centimeters. If you leave it there without treatment, these children at puberty, when they at the end of the growth, they will have above 20 centimeters shortening. So you should plan surgery to achieve equalization of the limbs. So that's what we have done lastly, that we introduced lengthening of the limb so early in these children with new equipment, which is safer for the children. And
Did you say that in Polish, safer? Because I don't even have a clue.
bezpieczne, safer,
Okay,
safer.
safer.
Yeah. So it's these methods comfortable for them and safe. Safe. That what mean?
I know.
That mean we can avoid joint dislocation at the treatment when we have the course.
Czyli unikamy tego, że nie przemieszczają się
Tak jest, stawy.
stawy.
Tak jest.
Okay. How about we just take a brief break, and that is for some music. I would like to recommend Mr. Michael Bublé and his newest song. And the name of the song, I just wanted to make sure, is I Believe in You. So this is International Poznan. We'll speak about the biggest, the latest achievements of the doctor that is a well-known doctor, but also of the doctor-to-be, of the future doctor. So this is a great meeting of a great family, and I'm very glad you're in the studio. Thank you so very much. That was Michael Bublé, and we're back on International Poznan. I know that's super fast, and that's because, you know, we have a different version for radio and different version for Facebook. We cannot really play music on Facebook, although I will just post a link because I feel like that is a very good song. So I want to let everyone know that if you have more questions, then it's very appreciated. We have heard so far from some people. I think that there's Model United Nations commenting on the video. I don't know if you're involved.
No, but I took part in Model United Nations in Poznan.
And they know about you. And they know about you, and that's why they write about you. And I'll also let you know about some different questions that we have coming up from our audience. There's Muhammad, for example. So let's do this. Welcome back to International Poznan. Having heard from Michael Bublé, there are questions coming up from our audience, and that has to do, of course, with my guests. So there's Amir and there's Milud. So Milud is the name that I should use, right?
Yeah, you can use it. This is my first name.
My name is Amira.
Right. And what did I say?
Amir.
It's a male name.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just forgot about
That's
the last letter. I'm super sorry. So we have a great doctor, one that has come from Libya, and that was quite some time ago.
Yes.
Now we can say that it was, 87 that you finished at the University of Alfatah in Tripoli?
Yeah, this is the Tripolis University. It's in 1987. Yeah, I finished the study. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So, and then you left for Poland. Do you still remember what year that was?
Yeah. After I'm finishing my study, so I worked in Libya in 3 years, and then I shifted to Poznan in 1990 in May.
1990.
May, yeah.
Okay, so that was just a few months after I was born. Amira was not even around.
No.
Oh, wow. So that is a long history, a history long back. Do you still feel like it's vivid to you? Do you still remember the emotions connected to leaving your home country?
That I think, of course, yes.
Mhm.
Of course, yes. I remember. I remember where I decided. Although, as a medical student, I was thinking that is not enough for me to be a doctor, general doctors. So I should look for the next step after finishing the study. For the post graduations, for specializations. So I was thinking that I should go. At that time, this facility is not possible in my home country, Libya. So I was thinking about that when I should go abroad to do specializations and to get specialized in certain subject actually, which me and I am interested in. It was the orthopedics.
I understand. Just before this break, we've been talking about the achievements of yours, and we would talk about the boy that had his limbs unequal or not the same length. So, can you tell me how important your action, your surgery can be for a young person? How much does it change in his life?
Actually, as I am a pediatric orthopedics, so I have a lot a patient with the congenital deformity, congenital problems.
Czyli wrodzone.
Czyli wrodzone, czyli this is from birth. They have these problems. So the problem, some types of deformity you can resolve it once. If you have a child with a club foot, you know what's that club foot?
Yeah, can you just...
Stopy końsko-szpotowe.
This is what we call stopa końsko-szpotowe.
Okay, I don't even know
This
what
is-
that is in Polish.
This is like this when you have deformed foot. When
Okay, yes.
a kid
I know that.
newborn, the birth of newborn with the deformity. This is you can correct it completely in the beginning, and the child will start walking.
Really?
Really, you can correct it completely once, and you have a child. He will forget about his treatment course and plaster casting and something like this.
How much time does it take?
It takes, if it's nowadays we use method, we call it Ponsette method, with that we do a regression of the foot, we put casting and we do tenotomy, and it takes
A lot
about
of
6
words
weeks.
that I don't
Yeah,
understand.
it takes about 6 weeks to achieve a neutral position of the foot. But this, like this last kid, these kids they have a huge problems. This problem you should blend it and corrected it by several times, not once,
Uh-huh.
because the child will grow and the shortening of the limb will recur.
Okay, so because the organism will be like sequent, it's not growing.
The
equally.
growth is not equal, so
Yeah.
the growth of the limb not equal. Even
So
nowadays.
your patients have to come back
Yes,
to you.
yes,
a
and
lot of time.
I should inform that I will blame surgery now and next surgery after 4 years, after that for 8 years, like this. So these kids have problem with the hip, with the knee, which get constructed 2 years ago, and now we bought a new external frame in his leg to lengthen him and to make the limb equal. I feel that I should speak not in medical English, in simple
please,
language.
Please.
So when we put this frame, we fixed it by
A frame. So
this is a external apparatus.
okay. And how do you say that about it in Polish? What would you say?
Stabilizator zewnętrzny.
Okay, a jaki to jest materiał?
This is materiał jaki to jest, najczęściej on jest ze stalem.
Aha.
Roztop stalowe, być może takie z duraluminium, czy coś takiego,
Okay.
czyli mieszane takie.
Okay,
Że-
so we've been speaking about the material that
Yeah,
you use.
yeah. So this frame, we stabilized it to the femoral bone. We cut the femoral bone and we lengthened the femoral bone 1 millimeter per day. Here I should mention that the lengthening procedure, the cutting the bone and lengthening the bone 1 millimeter per day, it's not a new things. This is long history. It's since 1950.
Okay.
But what has changed? Changing the concept of the treatment, the the frames which we use, the external fixator which is used different. That's what we said before. That is comfortable for the patient, less painful. The treatment. There is we avoid the complication of the treatment, which usually this is the usual complication when you lengthen the femur with the other ordinary frames. You will think sometimes we met with a hip dislocation or knee dislocation. That means the joint is going out from its space, and this is when you have a complication, you have bad result. We need to have good result, that the limb will be equal and functionally completely.
I agree.
So you have to preserve the joint movement, painless joint movement, that there is no pain, and also equal limb, not to have a dislocated joint painful.
Right.
This is bad result. That's what we try to introduce. And this is nowadays, it's top in the medicine. In the pediatric orthopedic, this is the new ways. This is the new ways in the other world how we to treat these patients. Not like we try to be in time with the method. What the other
Yeah, I
colleagues
guess
do.
timing is important, so
Yes.
that you don't do it too late, right?
Yeah.
Amira, do you feel like what your father is speaking about is something that you could already be doing, more or less? Does it sound familiar? Does it sound foreign? I mean, do you feel like this is really complicated and like it would take you a lot of time to follow into his footsteps?
Well, I know what he's talking about because in my summer practical training, I've seen those surgeries.
Right.
So I saw once step by step what they are doing. And maybe after reading exactly what they are doing and seeing it once again, then maybe I wouldn't be able to do it, to perform it, but I will know what's happening.
I think I know this. The problem is very difficult. About what I am speaking, even for the orthopedic doctors.
Really?
Yeah. This is a specific branch of deformity, or some branches of diseases which limit these children's. This is very narrow branch, very narrow group of people, of doctors who know it's about that, how it's they can imagine what's the difficulty, how it's very, very difficult to treat these patients. Unless they will, if you didn't treat them well, they will use prosthesis, or they will have amputations, or they will all the time they were limping, walking with the limping. You know what the limping? Utikayim na nogi.
Yeah, and
No.
you would have a whole life like that, which is just something that nobody would like to survive.
Yeah, I want my
Also.
patient, he will walk and he will run, he will play without any external help. That means he can go to the shop and buy ordinary shoes, not a modified orthopedic shoes.
I understand. I would just like to let you know that there are people who know you and who really appreciate you. For example, there's Iwona Sopoćko commenting. She's saying, najlepszy ortopeda, leczę się u doktora Shadiego od dobrych 10 lat I wiem, że jestem w dobrych rękach. And there's also Beata, who, by the way, is the assistant producer of this show. And she's saying that she's among the kids that owe their health to you. And now it's been a lot of time since. I mean, she says it's been more than 10 years. And she's very happy that she can see you.
It's nice to hear that. What I want to hear. This is really giving me a lot of energy when I heard about my patient. How is because their happiness is my happiness.
And that is a wonderful thing to say. Before we go further into our discussion, may I please ask one of you, you just tell me who would like to choose, which music you could recommend. It could be from Libya, but it doesn't have to be. But do you feel like there's something from Libya that you would like to recommend to our listeners so that we can listen to it on the show? It's a tough question, maybe.
No, I'm just, it's surprising for me. Didn't think that because actually I have no much time
To listen to
in
music, I
yeah.
understand.
But I really, although it's not Libyan music, but I'm most of the time I heard a Lebanese sing maker is what we called it Fairuz.
Fidos,
Yeah,
I've heard about it.
this is beautiful, beautiful sound, beautiful songs. This is recommended.
Okay, so that is the music choice. Thank you so very much. We're on International Poznan. Thank you so very much for being with me on the radio and on Facebook. Maciek Kauc, witam gorąco. To jest Fejrus z jednej strony, z drugiej moi goście oczywiście, czyli najlepszy sposób na spędzenie weekendu to po prostu International Poznan. So very much. There's Amira and there's Milud. Amira, do you also appreciate Fejrus?
Yes, I think it's a nice music.
Okay, so that is Lebanese singer.
Yeah.
And is she still active?
No, she's older now. She's,
So that is.
but she has a lot of albums, and you can find the
Everything.
album. Yes, everything. Yeah.
Okay, good. So tell me, please, speaking of your home country, not home country, but home region, tell me, please, how often do you visit Libya, for example?
Actually, nowadays, maybe because the situation what is there, it's the last 2 years I didn't go there, but before, actually, I visit Libya every almost
Twice a year.
twice a year. But lastly 3 years we didn't
Three
go-
and a half.
3.5 we
haven't been
didn't go there.
So it is not really possible. It's not safe to go there.
We heard about that. So if we feel it's not completely safe, we don't to take the risk, and
I understand.
we avoid that until we have a connection with the family. They're calling. We can do also video conversation and like that. And they say also it's better for them and better for us. For them, it's safe, but for us, we are living here. We don't know the reality there,
I know.
so it's maybe a danger for us. Or sometimes maybe it's not the dangers itself, but sometimes it's difficult to travel. So if I have a limited time, my kids they have limited time. If I planned, for example, 1 week, I should go for 1 week and return, and sometimes it will take me 2 weeks to return back, and this
wow.
is difficult for me to be about the job, about the university. So
But
it's
you
difficult.
probably miss Libya.
Yeah. Of course, yes.
Do you have a clue, Amira, what types of things your father could miss mostly from Libya?
I think he misses the olive trees and like the nature, the palm trees, the sun. Oh yes, the sun, the atmosphere, and of course I think the most his family, his mother, his brothers, just to spend time with them. And
Do you miss the country, the family too?
yes, I miss it so much. Like we haven't been there for 3 years, and honestly I got attached to Libya so much just like about 6 years ago, so it hasn't been a long time for me since I really appreciated Libya. And then after 3 years I lost it again. So
You have a lot of friends in here, Poles or internationals. So can you tell me what they ask you about when speaking of Libya, or maybe what is the best thing that you tell them about your country?
well, before the war, people were asking me about the traditions, the food, if I'm wearing hijab, like those questions which are like very popular right now.
What would you tell them if they asked about hijab?
Well, I don't wear that, and
it's not a problem if you're there not wearing
yes, it wasn't a problem
It
before,
wasn't.
but honestly now it might be, because they see a foreigner, they see an opportunity to maybe not do something, but like it's something new, and now it's not safe. But before, it wasn't a problem at all. Of course, it was like a big interest of there's walking a girl with her hair not covered, but it was more like just a nice thing to notice, not a...
So would the two of you say that the situation has become a bit or much more tense, and that it is much more complicated than it was back 5 years ago, for example?
Yeah, I think it's. We hope this is only temporary.
Of course.
This is the thing, and the problem is that for Libya, I think it's there is no leader. There is no leader or what we call like leader, and also the Libyans after changing the previous regime, it's left it by its own self. So the police and the army, it's destroyed, and so there is no one who's responsible or in charge. So that's why it's like this. But I feel, my great deep feeling that these changes will change. Every revolutions took time.
Right.
For example, we know in the French revolutions took about 10 years to have France stable and safe. This is what about Libya. So
there would be a revolution, then a counter-revolution,
yes,
and it will come back.
Yes,
and then it will
I feel in the future there will be a nice future for Libya, and I feel my daughter, she will go there and she can walk as safe as before, and she can walk as she was. This is her own decision if she want to wear a hijab or not. This is her decision. So, and this is also what for my sisters before. This is their own. Nobody out they can told you dress this shirt or this shoes because I want like this.
So you're speaking about your sister?
Yeah, for
and
example.
that she was able to choose her own way.
Yes.
Because people wrongly think that wearing a hijab is, maybe in some countries where they really have this, I don't know how to call it, like...
ideology.
Yes, of Islam, they are like this. But for example, in many countries, it's not like people think that people tell them, oh, you have to wear hijab because then if you go out, then you will be hit or something. No, it's not like this.
It is just a personal choice.
Yes.
And it's not a sign of you being, I don't know, under somebody else.
No,
Yeah.
it's
right?
not. Actually, it's for a woman, when a girl grows up in Libya, the sign that they are starting wearing a hijab, or just the cover of their head, maybe it's not like a whole cover of the body,
Right.
not cover of the face. No, we are not talking about this. It's like a sign of growing up. They want to be like their mothers. They want to. It's like for us wearing high heels or wearing a lipstick.
Yeah. So it also is an interesting or a pride day.
Yes. If they play house like we playing mother father, they start wearing cover of their hair just to like initiate this thing.
Milud, did you want to add something?
No, I mean that only for them, maybe for the Arabian people, it's a problem with the hijab like this, or for the women's here. But there, they are growing in this situation.
Another culture, right?
Yes, this is their cultures. There, as Amira said, even they are when playing, they're putting hijab to be like their mothers.
I understand. So let me just ask everyone to take a short break, and International Poznan will continue. There are Amira and there's Milud, and it is a great meeting, so stay tuned. International Poznan, and that was Maroon 5 in their song Cold. By the way, the people who are watching us on Facebook, please don't mind that we're not actually playing the music. It's because we are recording a radio show in here, so that's why I have to speak about the music. And Poznan University of Medical Science is the university that you chose, right, Amira?
Yes.
And so a university that your father works for.
Yes.
In his free time, which there is no free time. So I don't know how you managed to do all of these.
No, no. I mean, actually, this is the from this is a part of my day job. So I have working for the university, for the hospital, for the outpatients, for the inpatients. So that's what I should manage every day.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
but that means you're always a very hardworking person. Amira, if it wasn't for medicine, what might have been the different choice for your life?
It's completely different because now I'm thinking if anything ever goes wrong, I'm gonna
Right.
try to be an air attendant,
A flight attendant.
flight attendant.
Oh wow, a stewardess.
Yes.
That would
I
be your
mean,
second option, your
I'm
second dream.
maybe not so tall because you have to be 165 centimeters and I have only 162, so
But it's super close, and I feel like the requirements they aren't stiff anymore because
Maybe,
I
yeah.
see a lot of stewardesses who are just not the very typical example of a stewardess. So that also is changing. Plus, I believe you would be super successful. So, of course.
I don't know.
So what does your father say?
I will tell them something. I don't think that she will air attendant
Okay.
because even this is that she is short is not a problem. If I feel this is her missions, so I will lengthen her.
oh,
What will you do? I didn't understand it.
he'll lend my limbs
You know,
to make
you
me
know,
Oh
taller.
my God. Yeah, of course you can do that, right?
This is what we call it's cosmetic lengthening. This is
There really is such an option?
Yeah, this is also
Można
another branch.
przedłużyć kończyny, jeżeli jest taka potrzeba.
Tak.
Oh my
But you have to
goodness.
remember about the scars,
Okay, there will be scars.
like some holes.
Yeah.
Sure,
scars.
yes. This is the no. I'm,
But like, of course, it was a joke. But like, theoretically speaking, you could make a person longer if you really wanted to.
actually, if there is indications,
Okay.
of course, yes.
Okay, but so only on like serious moments. It's not like people want to have, their breasts enlarged. Nothing like that.
Although I will say this is branch also in orthopedics.
Mm-hmm.
What we call this cosmetic lengthening.
Oh, so it's starting.
Some people, although they have, for example, 170 centimeters, and they are shortening, and they have a psychiatric complex with that, social complex, and they're asking for that. They're asking for lengthening. And
Have you ever got such a request
Yes.
as a doctor?
Yes.
What do you say, Dr. Milud?
If I have this type of patients, so in the beginning I send the patient for all the medical investigations,
Mm-hmm.
and I send him also for the
Psychological.
psychologist and psychiatric examinations.
Right.
If all these things prove that he is 100% healthy,
Mm-hmm.
so I discuss with the patients about the surgery, the contraindications, the complications, and if he's accepted them, I feel I can help him in his problems, so I try to help them.
Okay.
But I should be sure that the psychological aspects and psychiatric aspects will analyze it and completely healthy.
I understand. That is a moment, of course, in this show when we should take a break, but you know it already. I have a question to Amira, though. Do you feel like there is a song that you would like to recommend, or
No.
is there one, or would you like for me to give you some options?
You can give me some options.
Okay. So one option is Ed Sheeran, Shape of You.
Oh,
This
that's a
is
good
what-
song. That's a
Yes?
good one. Yeah, that's a
Okay,
good
so
song.
let's stick to this one. That's the idea that we have together with Amira. And we'll speak about being a doctor in Poland. That is the thing to follow up with. But also, the hardships of becoming a doctor. Because I feel like here in Poland, we believe that doctors are always these cool people with no job problems at all. And that if you're a doctor, then you are safe for your whole life. So I'll ask you if it really is this way. This is International Poznan. Coming back to the international studio of Poznan, thank you so much for still being with me. That was Ed Sheeran and his newest song, Shape of You. So I'm happy to have heard it. And there's Milud and there's Amira, who I am going to hear from. And do you know what I wanted to talk about with you?
Yes.
Yes. So the becoming of a doctor, if it is an easy process or not. You're a student of second year
Yes.
at Poznan University of Medical Sciences.
Well, it's for sure not an easy process, not the easiest one, but if you have enough motivation and you really know that this is what you want to do, I think you will make it. Like, you have to study hard. I know that's something easy to say, but you just have to follow the path and have hope and just look forward. And if you like what you're doing, then you will achieve this.
What is the biggest problem, like a practical problem?
It's like regular studying. If you're a medical student, you have to really understand that you have to sit every day and read.
For example, today, it's part of your day plan?
Yes, actually, yes.
How many hours today?
Not so many. Actually, no, I have to rest for a bit and...
Of course.
Yes, but maybe like 1 hour, 2 hours. Not much, but tomorrow for sure. Like, I will try to spend the whole evening.
Because some exams are coming up, or just because you
Well, the exam is
study
in a
every day?
month. I know it sounds ridiculous, study for an exam for a month, but
Right.
but it's an important exam. And I have to also keep updated with all the things that's happening. Like every week, we have new subjects. So if you skip something studying for this week and something new will come next week, then you will have to read twice as much as you were supposed to read the first week. So you just motivated yourself and.
I understand. We're coming closer to the end of this show, so if you guys have any questions, then please let us know, because this might be one of the last chances. If you have ever had the pleasure to meet Dr. Milud, or if you would like to hear about studying medicine, then why don't we do it? Or also we can talk about Libya, so that's all your choices, guys. But the question that I have for you for now is about taking LEC, which is the final exam after your medical studies, right?
Yes.
And then being able to specialize in some field. Is that problematic?
Well, my situation is a bit different because I study in the English division, but I can also take the LEC. And I can take it in English. Since I study in English, I will probably do that, since I don't know all the medical terms in Polish.
And you could still practice the profession in
Poland?
Poland?
If I have LEC, if I write the exam, then I will find, let's be hopeful for that. I will find a job and I can practice in Poland.
I'll just explain that LEC is lekarski egzamin końcowy,
Końcowy.
so like the final exam of becoming a doctor.
It's after you graduate, so you are a doctor, and you're after 1 year of training. So it's like postgraduate training, 1 year, and then you write LEC. So it's more like licensing. It's prawo do wykonywania zawodu, more than becoming a doctor, because you are already a doctor before you write the exam.
So your situation is different, but you can become a doctor here in Poland?
Yes.
So will there be any problems connected to that?
I don't think there should be any problems.
Okay.
But the only problem might be with finding the right specialization and getting the place. Because
exactly. That's the thing that I was about to talk about, because I have heard multiple times, if you're a young doctor, then one of the problems is with being allowed to specialize in the field that you want to, and the number of places, the number of vacancies, I don't know how to even call it, is limited. Yeah, the number of spots is limited. So even if you really want to become a dermatologist, for example, or a surgeon, how do you call the surgeon with plastic surgeon, right?
Plastic surgeon. Yeah.
That I feel like this specialization is very limited, right?
This is also we cannot say only this is the limited spots. Is that's why, and there is no problem for them. There is a problem for the new doctors to have specialized like this. I think it's we should as I said in the beginning, we should have a program. How many doctors we needed? So this problem should be resolved from the beginning, solved from the beginning. So when we allow people studying medicine, we should know how much we need in certain branch in the futures. So you can't accept it, for example, 500 students in medical year, like this year, for example, and the country need 200. Why you took 500?
Even this year they increased
Why?
places.
If I haven't the opportunity that to preserve places for them, to educate them, well educated them, not just they're passing the exam and they are doctors and now they will look for the job, they only will look for the duties, they will travel to the other countries. You should know, for example, if we need in next 5 years, we need 1,000 doctors. So the university, the medical university, I speak about generally.
Yeah.
The medical university should accept only 1,000 doctors, not 2,000. Because if we choose 1,000 students, in the future we have facility to educate these 1,000. If we took 2,000, in the future we have places only for 1,000. And the other 1,000 we have in place. You understand me?
So the problem is even at an earlier stage.
Yes, everything is started from the base.
You say that the universities take too many students, maybe.
I feel like that.
Okay.
I feel like that. If we haven't the students, the student after education, after graduations, they're looking for the job. They didn't find a job. Why? Because the places are busy.
Yeah.
So why we are educating these doctors from the beginning? Now it's our responsibility to find places for them and to educate them.
If your university have accepted so many students, then please make sure that you actually have something to offer them. Right?
Yeah, sure, yes. You should offer them places and good conditions and facilities. Not only for this is for simple. They are doctors and it's enough, because it's not a problem with the what we call this quantity. It's a quality. The quality
it's not
also.
About
Yes, the
quantity.
numbers. Yes. The most important.
So, do you feel like there might be a lot of employed doctors, or at least alumni of medical universities in the future? Is that a risk, or will there never be unemployed doctors?
Actually, I don't know the scale in the country or on the region. I am not the right one who can speak about that, because I didn't feel any negative or positive about that. As I said, I am not the right person to speak about that.
Okay, I understand. But there is a risk that exists. At least I have heard that there are moments or places where there are no doctors, because there were not enough specializations, and that there are fields in which you really don't have much choice. And then who is suffering? Patients, because they don't have a place to go, or the doctor that they would like to go to, you would have to wait for 2 years to get to him, right?
That's right. Sometimes it's happened. Yeah.
Okay, so that is something that we probably will not resolve here, right?
No.
It is a complicated issue for sure. Amira, just to change the topic for a second, we've got a question from Mikołaj, who is interested if you, as a medical student, have any time to party.
Yes, actually, I'm going to party tonight.
Okay.
There's like a dentistry party organized by the university. It's a DSA, Dental Student Association.
Oh, so that is a big party, and not just for dentist students.
Well, it's not for dentistry students, for all the students in the university, if you have the student's ID. So maybe not for everyone, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting, I think. And there is always time to party. If you make your time to study, to party, to spend time with
So it's about time management, I guess.
Yes. If you're well organized, then you can do everything. You don't have to forget about your interests.
Right. That is very optimistic. And it also is my final question to your father. I mean, did you party as a student here in Poland in the 1990s? Or as a young doctor?
No, no.
Really?
No.
You haven't had time for that?
No. I haven't time for that yet.
Okay, maybe because you were a student back in Libya, and you when you were here, you were no longer a student, right?
When I am here, it was very difficult to me. You know why? Because I finished studying medicine in English in Libya.
Yes.
So this is because the medical education is in English language.
So you had to learn the language.
And I came here. My books was with the English and learned the English. And when I try to speak to my professor or to the patient, I try to translate it to the Polish.
Mm-hmm.
Although I never been in school Polish school for language learning.
So you had to.
So I
Wow.
should spend time twice to learn, as medical students should regularly learn. And the problem with the language itself, I learned, so I read in English and should talk it in Polish. So very
you had
difficult.
to relearn everything.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So to finish the show, czy możemy na sam koniec tego programu jeszcze chwilkę porozmawiać po polsku? Jeszcze tylko zapytam o te trudy uczenia się polskiego na początku. To znaczy, że pan się uczył tylko ze słuchania, z mówienia z innymi ludźmi?
Tak,
to był ten sposób?
Tak. I to tak, i samemu co ja pokładałem, bo mi potem starałem się tam w jakiś sposób... nauczanie moje to było oparte na uchu i na wzrokiem. W związku z tym to widziałem to też tak jak to pisze, to słowa na przykład i tak dalej. Ja nie ukrywam, do tej chwili jeszcze mam problem z końcówki zresztą. Natomiast...
Być może nie poznawał pan tych wszystkich zasad.
Nie poznałem tych zasad, dlatego na początek, tak w pierwszym roku tam starałem się to nauczyć się z różnych książki. Natomiast ten problem na pewno on zostaje nierozwiązany do końca. Także studiowałem po angielsku, przyjechałem tutaj, pracowałem i rozmawiałem i szkoliłem po polsku i to jest dla mnie było tak jakby podwójne wysiłku.
I think it's a great achievement and I really would like to present my thumbs up or congratulations. It really is a great achievement and I think your Polish is great, by the way. So congratulations on that. Are you self-taught? Czy jesteś samoukiem w takim razie?
Jestem.
Proud of your father? Just as he is proud?
Of course.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much, Amira. Thank you so very much, Milud. It was a pleasure to hang out with you on Saturday noon, almost.
Thank you.
And how can we say goodbye or thank you in your language? Shukran? No.
Shukran.
Yes?
Shukran.
Okay.
Goodbye. As-salama.
As-salama.
Ma-salama.
Ma-salama. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.